Hello everyone, my name's Ari. You're having a good night so far? So what I'd like to hear. So the theme of tonight is survivors. My understanding of survival and what it means to me has changed over time. And I wanted to speak about it from the perspective of someone who is not only queer, but who also has grown up being neurodivergent. I was diagnosed from a very early age with autism spectrum disorder and ADHD. Granted, I didn't know I had ADHD or any of that stuff till I was about 16, 17, but even before then, I knew I was different. I struggled to understand social dynamics and how to communicate with others, which inevitably led to me struggling to make or understand friendships. I behave differently, speak too loud, fidget too much, or sit in weird positions. What was normal for me was weird for everyone else. I stood out like a sore thumb, and this was all before the fact I came out as gay. I felt like an alien, trying to fit into a society that didn't want to try and understand me. When being told my diagnosis, I didn't know what that meant, or what it meant for me. All I could see was that everyone just understood how to play the conversation game. And meanwhile, here I am, trying to go by with no rulebook. I thought, because I'm different, I must be wrong. With that logic, how does one survive a social world? You mask. Masking is the effort, conscious or otherwise, to disguise, hide, or otherwise suppress neurodivergent traits or behaviors in social situations. Essentially, I was trying to look at people around me and mimic them to match my behavior to theirs. I'd force eye contact even when I'm uncomfortable. I'd constantly police the tone of my volume and how I spoke. I would only talk about hobbies I think they'd be interested in. I'd replay conversations for days and try to think about how I respond to them next time. I was trying to be hypervigilant of what I expected and thought people wanted me to be, and then changed myself to fit that. If I wanted a chance to survive, I thought I needed to control how I appear to others, and ended up stressing myself over meeting these imaginary beliefs I thought they had of me. It was unsustainable. As time went on, I lost my sense of self, as I kept trying to morph myself to please others. I hated being asked to talk about myself. I felt like I was fake, and any relationships that I developed would inevitably crumble because my true self would come out. Whatever that was. The need to mask to survive developed into a self-hatred and the belief I was some horrible monster that deserved to be forever alone. I was trying to survive, but I felt like I was failing. I was miserable and self-loathing. I still struggled socially. I was fired from my job due to misunderstanding social rules in the workplace. I ended up building walls and isolating myself from the world, as I believed I was a plague on society who would only hurt other people. Everything that went wrong in my life was my fault. I just wanted to die. And at all, no one would care. Maybe it was better this way. And part of me thinks if I was braver, I wouldn't be here to tell you all this. This time last year, I joined the R&D and musical theatre class. I did my usual thing, masking, put on my walls as per usual. However, at the after-show party, I got drunk, really drunk. And the part of me that came out was the part I was afraid of showing. I lashed out, told everyone in our class that our friendships were shallow, and ended up a crying mess of self-loathing. Instead of the rejection I expected, the musical theatre people were concerned, and one of them, Paige, stayed with me until 4 a.m. They made sure I got an Uber home, and multiple people checked on me the next day. It helped me realize that there are people who care, and were willing to accept me as my authentic self, and not some facade I put up for their pleasure. So now, what does it mean to be a survivor for me? At first, I believed I needed to change and live a lie in order to survive. Now, I believe a survivor is being your true, authentic self in the face of a cruel and judgmental society. In December, I realized I was non-binary. This would have never happened if I was a part of the R&DA family and saw people who defied gender norms living their best lives. I truly thought that there was no place for me in this world. But now, I have a found family in musical theatre, and it only came when I allowed myself to lower my guard and let them see who I really am. There are times where you feel alone. The world's against you, and no one will ever understand you. Don't give up. Keep looking. Survive. And eventually, you will be found.